Hey there, Beer Whiskeyers. I'm Russ Heaps, and welcome to this episode of Big John and Five. And it's where I get my good buddy here, Big John Richards, and he is our beer whisperer around these parts. And normally, if this were a normal episode, it shot at Barley's up on their up in the studios we have there. John would have picked this beer and known a little more about it than maybe he does, and etc. But I get to ambush him a little bit because when we do these at my house, because of the Wu Flu shutdown, I go to Total Wine and just pick some stuff, and John doesn't have anything to say about it.
Thinking of a different word, weren't you, for a second there?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. So it's a little bit of fun on my part because it's kind of like stump the beer whisperer kind of thing. Mm. But anyway, so I picked this beer, and I know nothing about it, and I only picked it because it's called God's Favorite. And I thought, well, if he likes it, or she likes it, or Z, whatever, maybe I would like it. So, John?
You know,
oh, and also I want to point out, I don't know why we have these sort of fancy-ass, gobblety-looking things, but John insisted on it for this beer. So,
it's like a...
I'm just saying that there. I did. I'm thinking the folks at home are probably looking at this going, do those bozos not know what to put a beer in?
We set up with pint glasses, and I said, let's need something that's, you know, a little more suited to the style of the beer that we're doing here.
And I do not have, I've got one beer tulip glass, but that's right. It. So
and to be fair, wine glasses are fantastic for drinking beer out of. They're fantastically well suited for drinking beer.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Well, all right. So we're drinking a beer, and so I'm going to get back to the God's Favorite part, because I like the idea here. So it's a Belgian Golden Strong Ale, which is based on, all of that goes back to 100 years ago when Mortgat Brewery brewed Duvel, which got its name because they gave it to the king. The king said it's one devil of a beer, and Duvel is the Belgian word for devil. So they called their beer Duvel.
See the things you learn here?
Yeah. It became so popular that other people started copying the style, and when they did, they tended to name their beer with some sort of reference to the devil. And so with these guys going with God's Favorite, I like to think that they're really pulling deep into the story of Lucifer, because he was God's second in command before the fall. So I like the callback there. It makes me happy.
I do too, and I like the story. I like the story.
Stories make things better, and they definitely make beer better. And so, talking about Duvel, Duvel has a very distinctive glass. It's a big, voluptuous bowl of a glass with a little short stem. And when you pour a Duvel, you pour that much beer in that much head. And it is a very highly carbonated beer style, and it is meant to be poured that way. And so I said, let's get some stemware out, and let's get a big goblet-shaped thing so we can see if we can pour out that same amount of head when we pour this guy out. See how well they approximated the carbonation level. So we picked these nice pretty wine glasses, nice little bowl shape, nice big goblet there to hold our beer. When we pop this thing, we're going to pop it, we're going to hold it up here, and we're going to pour it nice and slow and right into the center of the glass and see how much carbonation we can push out of this thing.
And we were a little tardy in getting this segment started because John was spitting and wiping the glasses to get them a little shinier. He wanted them shinier. They weren't shiny enough for him.
They want to be pretty.
I know.
It's going to be a pretty beer.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful. I can hardly wait. This is going to be an experience. Shall we?
Start this thing. Yes.
This
this guy is it's a 9%er, which sits right in the middle of right dead center of where a good Belgian Golden ought to be. So the alcohol's in the right place. We should be pouring a nice, bright, shiny, clear, filtered golden beer into this thing. A nice, pretty, fluffy white head.
Okay.
Ready?
All right.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. Whoa. I made a mess over here on my side. I gotta get it. I'll be swimming.
No swimming.
Oh, swimming. Is my head smaller than yours?
Yeah.
Damn it!
You don't have to pour hard to get the head out. You just really have to. You have to give it some room to breathe. You can hit it.
Cleaning lady will get
Yeah,
that
yeah. That's right.
when she shows up year after next.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little cloudier than I would expect for a Belgian Golden, but I'm not displeased with the clarity here. I can't say that that's a clear beer, but the color's pretty.
It is. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And it's that nice, fluffy, rocky white head. At least mine is. So when we get into this,
do you want to trade?
Not at all. But thank you for asking.
All right.
We get into this, it should be, real light fruitiness like pears and apples, maybe a little orangey citrus, some like peppery, coriander kind of phenolic spiciness, real dry finish, and it should be absolutely no alcohol taste.
Okay.
Even at 9%. So.
And had you not done such a thorough job of cleaning these glasses before we sat down, I would have maybe thought that some of the haze was the glass not being clean, but I know that's not the case.
Well, by this point, some of it is just that it's clouded up because the condensation started to form. Cheers.
Text me slowly.
And to you. I can smell that apple. You can smell the apple and the clove. And some banana. Yeah, that's right on.
I smell Windex.
No, you don't.
I kid. It's a nice, clean, crisp nose. I can't say that I can pick anything out in particular, but maybe the apple.
The apple was the thing that hit me first. The banana, once I started to smell the banana kind of took over the aroma for me, but a little bit of bubble gum in there, I think, too, which is not unexpected. I can smell a little of the malt now. I can smell a little bit of the bread, and now that I put it on my palate, I think I'm smelling the bread because I feel it.
I was going to say it's got a big mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, it is a full-body beer, which you would expect out of 9, but these guys covered up the alcohol really well too. It's smooth. It's got that weight where I feel like I'm drinking a big beer, but it doesn't burn. There is no kind of real alcohol burn to this at all. It's rich. It's not as dry as Duvel probably is when Duvel's, at its best. This one's probably a little richer and a little sweeter than Duvel is, but this is right on for me. I think it's a really good interpretation.
That is a terrific beer.
And man, does it drink well. I bet with, like a lamb or a duck breast or something like that, with some big hearty Belgian food, that this would be an absolutely brilliant beer.
getting a little bit of lacing with it.
Yeah. Yeah, the head, it's definitely lacing well. The head's not supposed to be 100% persistent, but I think the lacing is showing nicely. We had it in a brewery-specific glass. Most of those now have, especially for this kind of beer, have an etching on the bottom, so that it's continuously releasing carbonation.
Yeah. Revelry.
I think a really solid beer there.
Revelry, Charleston.
Charleston. As far as I'm concerned, they're South Carolina's house band right now. I think their beers are
Really?
top notch. They haven't done anything as say exciting as like Mexican Cake.
Right.
But across the board, their beers are top notch.
I don't think I've ever had one of their beers that I didn't like.
Yeah. They make a couple of really good IPAs. They make a Hefeweizen that's as good as anybody in the state makes. They pretty much kill it with whatever they put their hand to. So I'm happy to speak out on behalf of those guys.
Do we know what the bugle on the can means?
That's their logo.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Make revelry with a trumpet.
Oh, okay. Wow, I've just never seen that on a can of their beer before.
Yeah.
Or haven't noticed it, I guess.
Yep.
It's probably there.
It's their little trumpet. I don't know how I can get close to the camera. Trumpet.
Bugle. Bugle. He says trumpet. It's a bugle.
It is a bugle. You are correct, sir.
He was in the Marine Corps. What do they have there? Bagpipes? What? Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. At least you picked the right glass.
Thank you. I do what I can.
Right now, that's why I keep you around.
Something like that. Well, we send these people on their way.
I think so. I think we pretty much beat this horse to death here. So, but
let's call it. I think I'm ready for one more sip anyway.
If you had chosen this beer, I would have told you what a great pick it is. But I picked it just by accident.
It's a wonderful pick.
Thank you. See. See you next time. Cheers.